Hey. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. MTGNerdGirl is a nerd who is a girl who plays MTG. True story, but to give you a better explanation, check her out. She's my friend. You can follow her on Twitch, where she's, I don't know, she's pretty big deal. Like over 20,000 followers on Twitch. Been the #1 Magic streamer on Twitch many an evening. Pretty big deal. All right. Still live after drafting. You'll have to watch the video. My soul is scarred, bruised, and broken. My pride is hurt. I feel like I've been hit by a truck called Chandra's Spitfire, but I'm still here, fighting. All right, we're gonna warm up the channel a little bit. She'll join us on stream in a few, but first I want to get a spreadsheet going for the queue. You know how this works. Tuesday, we're gonna have you get in the queue. So if you have a list or an idea, I'm gonna take those in just a second. We're probably going to talk about the decks. So here's the way it's gonna work. We'll get you on the queue. Once you guys are in the queue, we'll just kind of brew the deck or show her the deck, see if she's interested. If she likes it, we'll play some games. But this is kind of a pitching queue. So you guys will tell me what decks you think are competitive in the format or what you've been playing. A list is preferred. You can put a concept, an idea, and I'll kind of fill it out if it's like an archetype I know something about. But lists are preferred. And then I'll have her take a look. If she likes it, we'll play games. If she doesn't like it, we're just gonna move right along to the next one. So you have to win her heart, and then we play the deck. Is she gonna appear in that second window? She will. Although I should probably... no, I'm not going to mess with it. She'll be along pretty soon, so don't worry about that. So first things first, let's see. We've got the queue up. Anybody can log in and check that. We're going to make a section called MTGNerdGirl's stream. There we go. She's ready anytime. All right, log on in. Let's see. Get that set up here. And then I'm going to share my screen. She's going to share her camera. We'll get her here on the show. All right. See if the arena is coming through. I hear a weird, like, staticky thing. Do you hear, like, a scratchy mic? It sounds like some kind of a low mic scratchy sound. I've never heard it before.
Nothing's changed over here. You want to try to reconnect?
I think it just went away. We're good. I'll let you know if it persists. All right, so why isn't the Discord thing showing up on my end? It looks like you're doing everything right. This looks like a Stream Elements thing, so let me try to fix it. Hello.
I don't know why I was waving. I know they can't see me. That was dumb.
Oh, we got maybe an arena crash. Maybe it's an arena problem. That's weird. We just had this working. For some reason now it doesn't want to. Oh, I see the problem. I think I got it. I think they can see you now. Speak in chat if you see MTGNerdGirl on my stream. You know, something different than normal.
I can see me.
Excellent. Let me see. I definitely hear the scratch again. Is it an arena thing? It's not an arena thing. It is a Discord thing. Weird. Yeah, let's reconnect the call. It's her, it's needful. I think that's an autocorrect. I think you got a funny autocorrect there. Oops. I hit video, I meant to hit voice. There we go. Turn on screen share. Noise Discord cam. Glad you like it, Space. Alright. Try speakings.
Hello.
And you see my screen just fine?
I sure do.
Okay, then we're ready to go. All right, so what I was setting up there is the queue. Basically, if you're a sub, you can submit a deck or idea that we will then try to pitch, and we'll play the ones that she likes. So you have a tournament coming up. You want to tell people about the tournament that we're preparing for?
Oh, they should know. You've played in it before. I'm playing in Thursday's Fandom Legends.
Yep. Let's see here. So yeah, and that's standard with a new format.
Yep.
And
You all know
so,
how much I love standard.
and you've, okay, is there any way, they're asking for a way to turn up your sound level. I turned down the music level. Let's see here.
I think the best way would be to turn down the music and then up your OBS
Yep.
desktop.
Yep.
Testing. Woo.
Oh yeah, that's reaching the top there. We're doing it. Okay, cool. Yep, they say it's better. So let's see who put in. Some people I asked you on Discord for your ideas already, and let's see who put some ideas in. So we'll start off there. Let's see, Battlecry, you had an idea. Did you place that in decks or was that in the queue? Let's poke around. Oh, his idea is Nexus. Let's get that together. He is a Nexus lover. Battlecry, I think, has played Nexus in everything of all time. Since the beginning. Let's see. Cry. Ah, come on. Come on, computer, be nice to me. There we go. So we'll export, we'll load this up. See what you think. I told him, like, it's kind of their job here to sell you on decks. So by all means, it's like the Bachelorette, except like you have to win her over with your deck. That's what it's all about. She's just looking for a good deck. Oh no, something happened to the cam. That's why.
The magic version of the Bachelorette.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Goodness.
All right, so your first suitor, right here on screen. Nexus of Fate. This is similar to what just won the Mythic Championship 3 in Vegas. The major difference is that there's some Drawn for Dreams instead of 2 of the Chemist's Insights. Otherwise, the main deck is almost exactly that. It looks like an Opt was trimmed. So maybe there's some other land stuff going on. There's some new cards in the sideboard, like Shifting Ceratops, Veil of Summer. Some new color hosers. I'm really curious how that does. I'm also curious how Cerulean Drake, the protection from red creature, can help in the red matchup, but we don't see it here. We still have Biogenic Ooze, which I think Ceratops does that job. So I'm kind of curious about if we changed that. There's a Grafdigger's Cage. I have to feel like that is for Arclight Phoenix and Experimental Frenzy. But what do you think? Is there a world where you could see yourself armed with a Nexus of Fate deck?
Negative. However, it is still good practice if your viewers want to play this deck. That's the next one in your queue because it still helps prep me against it, right? Learning to play a deck and pilot it is the strongest way to learn how to play against it.
Sounds like a plan. All right, Battlecry. We'll go get some.
I'm not running Nexus of Fate.
Not gonna happen. All right, let's go get a match. Let's go get a match with this thing. It has banned cards.
Along for the ride to learn from the master.
I'll try not to let that go to my head, as I'm sure I'm going to get absolutely bamboozled by something. I haven't played Nexus of Fate in a while, actually. But who would? Who would just wake up and do this for fun? Oh yeah, Battlecry would, right? So if you want your deck added to the queue, please either put the link in chat and say that you're adding it to the queue, or go into the Discord and go into the channel for the Tuesday deck submission. It's that subscriber channel. It's not the regular decks channel, it's the subs queue channel. And put your deck that you want us to check out in there. And Battlecry or mods who are able to access that Google Doc, if you could add people to that queue for me, that would be a big help if you see them making those submissions. All right. That way I can focus on the gamings. What? Well, we're going into Mythic. I gotta tell ya. Ranked pretty high in Mythic right now. Just gotta throw that out there. We're gonna see if we can help here, if these decks do us some service or not. This deck plays itself. People will see Nexus and just concede. Whew. All right. So I see 2 ops, so it's a mystery hand. So I think that's an auto. Definitely want to do that.
Yes, it is an otter.
An otter. Otter keep. I'm just trying to wonder if I want to get my Memorial to Genius out of the way, though. I think that I just do, so I don't have to think about it later.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the keep. Someone was asking me about my video feed.
Oh my gosh. That is an otter. Otterly adorable.
Otterly?
Is it...
The dump tooth.
Mowgli says, is it only best of 3 decks? If you give me a best of 1 deck, I can brew up a hateful sideboard, because there are a lot of new kind of easy mode sideboarding options from M20 where you just throw in the hate cards. Thought Erasure, good old Thought Erasure on turn 1. But looks like a missed land drop coming up here. And Root Snare looks horrible. And I'm going to try adjusting some graphics settings. Let me do the opt thing first. It's like mega lagging me for some reason right this minute. And I think I've got enough lands.
Playing a game and like bringing in my video feed.
Yeah, I'm sure that it is quite a bit. We'll see if maybe adjusting our frame rate will help. All right. Turn 3, we've got a Temple of Mastery. Our opponent's flexing their cat. But I think I just want to get my Scryland over with and make sure I don't draw more land. And our set seems excellent.
But you can't keep doing this to yourself. She's moved on.
Okay. So, to jam Wilderness Reclamation or not to jam Wilderness Reclamation. A lot of decks aren't playing counters anymore, but that doesn't mean our opponent isn't. Still, it's one of those things where I kind of just want to call in this situation and make them have it, because I haven't seen like just a straight up negate or something like that in such a long time. But maybe that's rushing things too much. I could just wait for them to take an action. I wonder what you would do, Battlecry. You've played the deck a lot. Do you have any input in chat? You got anything to throw me? Some backseat gaming for me? Kreval, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. That's 7 months. That's like a lot, dude. Thank you. That's really cool. All right. I'm gonna go for it. Yep, bring the sub hype. All right, right into the negate. It happens. I don't respect counters till I see one. Well, there you go. They brought negate. All right, bring out the Narset. Let's see what happens now. It's got to be the Chemister's Insight. You don't want a Nexus of Fate this early. Nexus of Fate is only really good if, when you cast it, you're doing something else at the same time. So let's see, is it Bolus? Our opponent doesn't have enough black mana to even be into Bolus. Angrass Rampage, sacrifice a Planeswalker. Seems like a great opportunity to blink of an eye my Narset. Or at least try to. More activations of Narset usually transfer into winning games. And here I like just using the chemisters on their turn rather than playing the Narset. Just stockpile resources, that's all Nexus does. In the control matchups where you're not under pressure, you just pile stuff into your hand until they can't stop it all, and then you win. Decrease the quality to fix the lag. At what point would you recommend decreasing the quality, Slithy? Where are you talking about? Is this in Discord or something else like that?
Is the stream messing up too much? We might be able to just cut the video feed.
I think so. Let's try that. Let's try that. They'll miss you. Wait, bye.
Oh.
They'll miss your face. I miss your face, but you're still with us in spirit. All right.
So you want to cut? Oh no. Yeah, there it is. Perfect.
All right. See if that improves things a bit. Yeah, that made a little difference. Land can go to the bottom. Let's try the Narset.
So hard.
I mean, you're kind of just watching me dirtle into infinity because it's Nexus anyway. Ooh, whiff with Narset. 4 lands on top, and we just scryed one to the bottom? That's brutal. Another negate. So our opponent's Grixis deck at least came prepared. They've had 2 negates in their top 45 cards, and now they're drawing from dreams. Drawn from dreams, sorcery speed in a Grixis deck. I haven't seen this list anywhere. Amp says no. Teabag says no. They're so sad. They miss you already. You'll have to
tell everybody we were live. Gotta make an announcement in my Discord.
Thank you. Don't worry, everybody. She has her own Twitch channel. She streams like way more hours a week than I do. So make sure to.
Not as of late.
Well, historically speaking.
Open mind.
My viewers never get to see Standard, so I'm sure they'll love to come in and see what the heck is going on.
That, or actually, to be honest, most of your viewers who come over to my stream immediately tell me that 60-card decks suck and that I should eat a bag of things that are not appropriate.
I have trained them well.
Worst viewers. I mean, I love them. I love all of the viewers. They're just so mean. Just like, they take after you so well.
Yeah. My channel is just full of degenerates and sarcasm.
We definitely want the negates. We definitely want the Veil of Summer. This is the best Thought Erasure counter, like, printed, and it's green, so it's totally sweet. I do think we want a few other win cons, though I'm not sure. I guess we could just try out, like, our Ceratops Ooze thing. Our opponent seems pretty teched against Planeswalkers, so I'm not optimistic about Nissa, plus blowing up our lands with, like, Ritual Soot, if they do keep it in, is really bad. And sometimes they do. The Root Snares were particularly terrible. What else is particularly terrible? I doubt we'll need the Callous Dismissal anymore because we have a variety of win cons coming in. I also don't think I need Biogenic Ooze. I think the Ceratops can do the job better. We're also going to be on the draw, so I'm happy to trim a land, and I think that one of the Blast Zones can go. Against Grixis, I'm not even sure what we're going to blow up with it, so I'm going to trim a Blast Zone. 61 cards. Still need to cut something else. I guess against Narset, if our opponent has Narset, the Chemister's Insights aren't very good. So we could trim a Chemister's Insight, especially with the Ceratops coming in at 4. So yeah, let's do it. You want me to trim a Search. I think that Search is one of the best cards against Grixis. If it comes down on turn 2, they just can't do anything about it ever, because it's an enchantment, right? They just don't have removal like that. So I think we want to hang on to it. Watch out into Thieves of Sanity. It's been a long time since I saw that sideboard plan with the Thieves coming in, mostly because they're not good against a Fairy 3. Thief kind of got pushed out of the format, so that would be pretty fresh to see that again. Wow. Can I keep... I think I can keep this.
Interesting.
So, it's not a race unless they have a Legion War Boss. And if they have that, oops. But otherwise, we can kind of scry into the good stuff. Our hand gets Thought Erasured for the Tamiyo, most likely, unfortunately, but we can try to make our draw better, and that's kind of what we want, is to just hit our land drops and go off later. Actually, the more good cards you have in your hand early, the more likely they're just going to get stripped from you with Duress, things like that. So I think I can keep it. We'll see. If I get turn 3 war bossed, oops. Big oops. So with a negate in hand, the first thought erasure takes the negate. So I guess we can try to scry something nice to the top. Oh yes. Oh yes. Scry us a river indeed. Here, kitty kitty. Yeah. Show them what we think of that thought erasure. So there goes Tamio. Adios. Scrylands make you keep 6 landers. Well, I wouldn't keep this in the dark. I think I should point that out, chat. I would not keep this if I didn't know they were on Grixis control. Like, being on such a slow control deck and with such a hand-focused control deck, I think I'm totally fine to keep a hand like this. I'm going to keep the Opt too. It just looks at more cards. And we'll play the untapped land so we have negate and Opt available, but actually we don't need to. We can scry land here. Our opponent knows about the negate, didn't take it, so they're not going to play into it anyway, so we'll be able to Opt at end step. Easy peasy. Oh yeah, there we go. That's probably going to run right into a counter, so we're probably not playing it anytime soon. We probably want to wait till we can reclamation with a backup. Well, I guess we just negate this so they don't get the surveil. Oh, but now we just get to slam the reclamation. Look at that. They use their only blue to go for that. That's pretty epic. I mean, they can pet their cat all they want. Your cat won't save you now. Yeah, cat flex. Incinerate the enemy. Well, that's hype. Let's try and Opt at least first. We know that they're going to name Nexus of Fate, so we're about to lose all of our Nexus of Fate, and we're going to see if we can win with the Ceratops. Alright, we're going to take one shot here to hit the negate. A Ceratops would be better. Wow, look at my grip. Alright, say goodbye, Nexus of Fate.
Quick question,
Sure.
off topic. Do you know, does Command Zone do early release for people on their Patreon or something? Do you know anything about that?
I don't. Any Command Zone Patreon types or people who might know the answer in chat? Shout out the chat. The chat usually has good answers. Are you getting some messages about the thing?
Yeah, someone just posted a comment saying that they were frustrated for me on the Command Zone picture, but it's not out yet, so I'm unsure.
Okay.
I was just
But
curious.
you are allowed to say that that's the thing you did, because I saw that, right? So coming soon, your game nights.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's exciting.
But I was just surprised I started getting a couple of messages, so I'm guessing it's out somewhere. I just don't know how to find it.
Negate is late, Amp, but I still think we fight the Drawn from Dreams and keep these coming to the best of our ability. Because we need Ceratops to somehow pull off the victory, and hopefully our opponent doesn't have too much removal. Of course, if they kept in Angrath's Rampage, that's going to be a tough one. And they saw our deck, so they should know what they're fighting against now, as far as how we're going to beat them if we beat them. Let's see if we hit something to play with in our main phase with the growth spiral. No, just more land.
How does this time out another viewer with bits?
So if somebody wants to mess with another viewer, they can use a certain quantity of bits to give them a timeout.
What?
Yeah. It's hopefully just playful fun. But yeah, it doesn't happen too often. We're a pretty nice group here, but yeah, somebody can throw bits at the problem if they're being annoyed by another person in chat.
Holy smokes, that's amazing.
Yeah, just
how do you do that?
it's just one of the like plug-in bot things that you can get. I think I found it if you Google like timeout with bits, I think it'll pop right up for you.
Holy crap, that's amazing. Yes, I am going to be on the game nights that's supposed to be released tomorrow.
All right, I'm not fighting over this wilderness reclamation. I need to protect my Ceratops. That's the future of this game, if there is one. And we need to activate this Azcanta like a million times to help us find some Ceratops as quickly as we can. So if Ceratops is what I'm looking for, and Narset is not really the card, because, yeah, we're going to take the Insight in that case. Could go for it now. I guess we just wait till our opponent's turn. We don't know what they're going to get up to. They haven't shown us Narset either. So maybe I'm just fine having all the insights in this deck. And now I definitely, after seeing Ego, I want Ooze. I want the Oozes back in the build. So I'm happy to keep all of these. That can be discarded. Let's try for another Reclamation, see if the opponent wishes to counter it. What is the opponent's win con? We haven't seen it. They scooped game 1. They haven't shown us like Nicole Bolas or anything. They seem to be full on Grixis control. Cameo! So again, I think I just have to let this go. Don't think Tamiyo's gonna pull it off on her own. Yay for adding mana manually. I know, so much fun.
Hey J3, how's it going, love?
Oh no, the Ceratops is to the bottom. D-hype.
Womp womp.
I'm having a hard time with things going to the bottom today's recordings.
Oh yeah.
Alright, let's flip these ops. Just try to get as deep in the deck and get back to those Ceratops as quickly as we possibly can. Fun, I know. Alright, so we've got another trigger coming up, so we'll tap these for the mana. Resolve, untap that. Go for another Azcanta activation. Isn't Nexus great? You sure you don't want to play this deck? This could be you.
A lot of fun.
This could so be you.
So much fun.
Post cool memes or something in chat. I think she's going to get bored with me, and we never want anybody bored.
No, this is great. I actually need to learn how to play against this deck a little bit better, so.
Well, from this game, we can definitely learn that Unmoored Ego is a thing that you can do. Make it at least complicated. And our opponent plays the Bolas. Let's charge up the Blast Zone so we can just kill it. I'm not interested in blinking the card that has an ETB like that. And now we've seen the win con. Ooh, there's Cameo. So we want, if we blow it for 4 though, we lose our Reclamation. So that's not acceptable either. They don't have the mana to flip it. Maybe I just don't care. So where are the Ceratops? When you've been going through your whole deck with Azcanta, you can just look and see and try to figure out like what you're gonna hit with your Tamiyo. It's kind of nuts. So what is missing? We have all the negates. We have all the reclamations. Like what cards are missing? Drawn from Dreams. That's missing, right? So maybe I can hit one of those. Boom. Deductive reasoning, Watson. All right, almost back to the I want the 2 Ceratops in my hand, so I think I want to save the Drawn from Dreams until I'm closer to it. I know, riveting. Oh, there's another one. That's awesome. That can get us through the deck even faster. Unfortunately, they're not instants. Add the mana. They really do need a like add all mana to mana pool button specifically for Wilderness Reclamation. Would make the deck just the tiniest bit less annoying. Ooh, there's those Veils of Summer. You're late. So this says draw a card if they cast a blue or black spell this turn. Spells you control can't be countered. Permanents gain hexproof from blue and black. Could be fun. All right.
Yeah, that card's pretty good in that situation. You cast it in response to their counter, right? So he gets the trigger.
Exactly. So here we're going to hit a Growth Spiral. We're not going to hit anything instant speed. We want to get one more use out of the Azcanta, so we don't need all this mana. We're not going to do anything with it. So we just need to add enough to use the Azcanta one more time. So we don't have to sit here tapping a bunch of mana for no reason. And we have a land on top, so we know that we'll hit with this. We can save it till their turn. No biggie. Now if they flip this, what does it do? They have the mana too. They can get back a Narset. They're going for an Elder Spell. Spells you control can't be countered. You and permanents gain hexproof from blue and black. So this will counter the Elder Spell. But we could also just blink it. I don't know what blink is doing otherwise. I mean, I guess we can blink back the Bolus. Let's Veil him. Got him. Blink and then Blast Zone the Bolus, but it would also blow up our Wilderness Reclamation, which is not cool. We're not trying to blow up our Wilderness Reclamation. We can bounce the Tamiyo to save it when the time comes to do that. It can go ahead and take damage for right now. Bolus? Alright. So we could put this up to 5 and kill it that way. And then we don't lose anything. But then this Bolus can flip and get it back. This is weird. Oh, Ceratops can just attack it. Yeah, this is fine. If the opponent minuses the Bolus to kill the Tamiyo, well, it's hexproof. They can't. So yeah, this is all great. We're doing everything just fine. I wish I had a Narset on the field. That's the only regret. So what are we exiling? I think that this Growth Spiral or this island. This island can go.
Yeah, I feel like you don't need any more land.
That is how I feel as well. Do I want to just bounce you to get it done? No, let's save it. It's still our protection for Tamiyo. So there's a Ceratops. I can plus the Tamiyo and name the Ceratops. Am I losing anything that way? Just a bunch of land. So good riddance to that.
To the library.
I don't think there's a sweeper the opponent is going to play out of Grixis that's going to kill both of them. All right, give you some hasties. Don't think it matters, actually. I shouldn't be overthinking that. Give it the hasties. And you go kill you, and you go kill this face.
This face.
We could let the Bolus live and just try to 2-turn clock our opponent. I hate that, though. Bolus must die. Besides, we have another one on top, right? So we're going to draw that, and then we have 3 attackers next turn anyway, so it doesn't change the clock as long if these live, which was kind of a prerequisite anyway. So we don't even want to Azcanta this turn. We want to draw this card, so end turn. We don't even need the mana. We can just resolve these. See if we can win through Unmoored Ego, as some of you might think one of the greatest and bestest cards ever. There's the activation of Bolus. Game over, man. This is what the opponent knows about this, right? Thought they saw the blink of an eye. Oh well. Got him! They didn't even have to see the last Ceratops. We beat the Unmoored Ego. There you go. Oh, so close! You guys, we got so close to a very special rank. Well, we're gonna have to figure out how to lose exactly 2 spots in the next game.
Oh my god, seriously?
It's great for Twitter, trust me. I mean, your Twitter game's amazing, but like most of us male streamers in the game just kind of have to come up with weird, poor jokes to kind of boost our Twitter content. Just immature stuff. Good night, Slithy. Thank you for being here today. All right. So what's the next deck? Do we have anybody in queue with a deck to pitch to you? Kind of showed the power of Nexus. Surely there's got to be another option. Let's see here.
You only normally play one game?
Oh, not normally, but today I want to make sure that I get through all the suggestions if people have them, because my streams are pretty short, like 2-hour streams, so I don't want to miss anybody's suggestions if we have more. So it looks like Mowgli's next in the queue. Remember, if you are a sub, or if you're a supporter on Patreon, or if you're a paid member on YouTube, please put an idea in the queue. You can put a deck list, that's totally cool. But you can also just put an idea. So if you want me to pitch Nerd Girl an Elementals deck, please let a mod know. Please put that in chat. If you're a sub, we will gladly add it to the list. All right, it is Tuesday. It is for your voice to be heard, Mirror March. So this is going to be a tournament that she's going to play the deck in. So we wouldn't want to send her off with a total meme, but that's very nice. That is a very fun meme, Alex. Absolutely.
I'm down to play a meme deck. Well, we're still gonna be playing against other decks.
Uh-oh. Be careful. If you're opening that door, it might be hard to close. Offspring says Grixis Reanimator. Can we get that added to the queue, please? That can be very fun. So, what do we have here? I think this deck is designed to mill... I think this is a self-mill deck. So, it looks like the memes were going to happen anyway. So this looks wild. All right. Import. Yeah, I have all the cards. Are you ready to meet your new suitor?
I am.
So
The first one I didn't like.
the first one got rejected.
It seemed fine, but those games were very long. I don't think I have the attention span for it.
It's definitely not the cup of tea for most of the world. For most of the world. So what we've got here is a deck using Risen Reef. So have you played with this card yet?
In limited.
Yeah.
That's the one I was telling you about when we were doing a sealed pool. That's why every single person is in red, green, blue.
Yeah, so this card in Standard, where you get 4 of them and you run quasi-duplicate and spark double to duplicate it, you just start flying through your deck. All your lands go onto the battlefield. All the cards go into your hand. And I think the idea here is that Jace is going to come down and the self-mill thing goes off and you win that way. And Yarok doubles the triggers, so you just fly through your deck at insane speed if you're allowed to have your Risen Reef on the battlefield. And I think that pretty much sums it up. So, yeah. Do we want to build a sideboard, or do we want to try this deck like in concept out first? Kind of wondering. I guess we'll see if you like it. If you like it enough, we can mess with the sideboard. Do you want to see it in action?
Let's do it.
All right.
Who submitted this list?
This is Mowgli. Mowgli 1022 in chat.
Woohoo!
All right. Can we mill ourselves at the... If we get to number 1 doing things like milling ourselves with Jace...
I can't believe you're playing ranked when you're so high ranked right now with like rando decks.
I have nothing to lose in ranked. Like, if I'm in like...
ranks.
I mean, that's fine. I'm already qualified for the next thing. So it's actually... There's a part of me that's very much like I'd rather finish outside the top 1,000 because that's a spot I'm taking from somebody else to qualify for the event if that's important to them. So it's kind of funny how when you have nothing to lose, you play better and you just kind of play what you like. All right, I think we just try this hand. I'm very nervous about bad things happening to me. Our opponent has a Sarkhan avatar. They have no sleeves. That's like mono red tell. So I think we're gonna get run over, but let's try it out. Everything's like a sign of mono red to me. It's like one of those confirmation biases. I see evil mono red decks everywhere I look.
says the Nexus of Fate player.
Hey, I never play Nexus of Fate, okay? That's Battlecry. Battlecry's the Nexus of
You
Fate
just did.
player. I never do it. I didn't just do it. That was a lie. That wasn't me. Shaggy up in here. Caught you playing Nexus? It wasn't me. Well, we're up against
the 4th of... Go ahead.
Well, we're up against something. Johnny's Welcome Remorseful Cleric. We're up against a fellow ridiculous deck player. At least we've got that going for us.
So for the 4th of July, I was at like a get-together. I wouldn't call it a party, but it was just full of like Wizards employees and like MPL players and just Magic scene people. And one of the guys that lived at the house we were at was like just in the living room playing Arena. He was just playing Nexus of Fate, and everybody kept walking by and just making fun of him mercilessly, like literally anything but this, dude. Really, like, you're not joining the party, you're just gonna play Nexus of Fate of all things.
Sounds awesome.
Pretty great.
Some people are just
doing, why are you playing Nexus?
That to me is like the perfect sum up of the person who enjoys Nexus of Fate. Sorry, Battlecry. The person who would rather be in there taking a million turns than interacting with the human beings in their backyard.
And half the house and half the people making fun of him are the people who created Nexus of Fate. Like,
oh, feels bad, man. I have to keep reading this card. I don't think I've ever played this card.
That's what I was telling you about earlier, how I was saying that the 5 mana activation wouldn't be too bad because there's a ton of that guy.
All right, sweet. See, you got your mind on standard just fine. And then we got this to deal with. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put a Seeker to get in its way, but the opponent's probably going to make this into a 4/4 if they play like any creature, so that's not really a good play. So let's just get our Druid and our Flourish on. Probably should have Flourished first. See if that changed my play. Seems like we have a lot of spells for Bond of Flourishing in this deck, but I think its job is to get Risen Reef, which we haven't found yet. Still waiting for the big combo to come together. Can you show me an Esper control deck so I have an idea of how to make edits? If somebody puts Esper control on the list, we will definitely talk about it. We will definitely talk about it. All you need is to convince one of our subs to put Esper control on the list. That's all you gotta do. Shouldn't be too hard. I play a lot of Esper. I'm surprised we don't have any Esper enthusiasts adding it to the list. Maybe they know, maybe they already know how much you love Esper.
Me? Yeah. Just as much as Nexus of Fate.
Oh.
Almost as much as Nexus of Fate.
What the hell is going on? They have a Helm of the Host. Are they really going to like Helm a Host off this Angel of Vitality forever and ever? I'm really scared now. All right, let's tap. Let's not get screwed by the auto tapper. There we go. So I think I just have to replicate a Cloudkin here and just get deeper. Once this thing gets online, this comes out, the opponent gains 3 life. This is a 4/4. I mean, I could, oh wait, I'm gonna repudiate the Helm trigger. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh my God, that's gonna be gross too. Let's get the healer on the board. That's gonna take their whole turn at least. Buy me a turn of tempo. Like I said, I've never played this card. I'm not ready. It's still out there. Like, our hand is all land. We have nothing. So, the top of the deck better be friendly. You have kept healer in hand for the Risen Boy. That's a good, that's good. I didn't think about that. Of course, we're never going to draw the Risen Boy because it's me. I never draw the cards I need. I just talk about them. Wah wah, Charlie Brown over here. Alright, so now we have to Spark Double this to get another card deeper. Ugh, Sinister Sabotage. So the blue mana requirements in this deck are pretty intense. Like, we have all this double blue stuff. How long do you plan on streaming today? Probably till about 7 o'clock my time. I started a little late. I'm gonna try to make it up to you a bit. Besides, we might still have to find you a deck. Might take a while.
I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just shuffle up a red.
You heard?
I feel like that's an 80% lock already.
Oh my god. So, you heard her, chat. She's not joking. This is not an idle threat. She will just sleeve up mono red again if we don't get to work and find something she likes. So for the love of God, chat, get on it. We really hate red on this channel. I don't know if you're getting that impression from chat right now.
But like, if I just sleeve red, then I don't have to actually learn the format.
That's what
so much more convenient.
That's what we hate about it. Oh boy, stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. Let's just hope we just need our reef to survive a turn now. We need our reef to survive. And this might get wild. This might get crazy.
I don't know what your opponent's gonna have that's gonna not make it survive.
Yeah,
it's got to be a some sort of enchantment, right?
Is Ixalan's binding on this reef just game over though? It's like a total. Oh, Sutters has posted a list. Make sure we get that in the queue. So, Mowgli, what's up with Narset's reversal? Is this for Command the Dreadhorde? Just curious, like, what are the cool things you've used reversal on? Pitch me the reversal. Pitch her the reversal. This isn't about me. It's about finding you the perfect deck. Mass manipulation? Oh, okay. Okay, I can get behind that. This thing is huge. 7/7 flying lifelink. Other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. And our opponent still didn't attack with their indestructible flying lifelinkers, so we're up against something wacky here.
Seems like it.
Let's bring out Yarok. This doubles all of the triggers. So we get 2 Risen Reef triggers now for every elemental. And we get 2 land. So we did it, internet. The meme came to life and we ramped twice.
One of the decks tomorrow, that was the commander for one of the decks that we were playing for the command zone. He was a pretty interesting general for sure.
What did it do? Do you remember? Do you remember the card?
Yeah, the Yarok or whatever.
Oh, Yarok. Oh, you're talking
Yarok,
exactly
yeah.
about Yarok. Oh my god.
All of that was it's an M20 commander edition, so we all had M20 commanders.
Oh, sweet. That's why. Okay, that explains a lot of the like NDA stuff too.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
I saw all of the M20 things before Modern Horizons was spoiled.
This is gonna leave a mark. But look at what we're about to do. We're about to spark double the Yarok.
Oh yeah, because he's got that legendary like thingy, right? Legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these all have indestructible. So I think we just have to chump block the biggest ones and try to stay alive. Don't think anything else is gonna matter too much.
Do you have a way to beat this? I think you don't.
Remember, our plan is to combo off and self-mill into Oblivion. So, what is the right call, you guys? Do we spark double the Yarok or the Reef? I think it's the Yarok. I think that the Yarok is going to spiral. But basically, we need to pull the perfect cards off the top anyway. So it doesn't really matter what would happen in the future. I'm going to use the Leafkin Druid just because we might need the black mana for something else. Boom. So the Spark Double can copy legendaries, which is pretty exciting. Oh my god. It's like 5 lands in a row. Oh, except for the Spark Double itself. And a Jace's Triumph. So we need to hit off this Triumph, and it needs to be good. All right. Oh, I could have reversed that, right? I could have copied it and bounced it back to my hand. That's something I never thought about with the reversal. But we hit the healer, so that's a thing. Here go the triggers. Are you ready? Are you ready to see what this can do? So we get 3 of those, and now we get all of the Risen Reef triggers. A quasi-duplicate. Are you kidding right now? Are you kidding? Don't let your memes be dreams.
So you're gonna copy the Reefs, yeah? And
Maybe
that'll
it should have
trigger-
been the Glade to make sure we survive
Oh my
next
God.
turn. Oh my lord. Here we go. Okay, we hit another Glade, so we can do that. But yeah, I think honestly it should have been the Glade, not the Reef.
Well, it's gonna make this Glade pretty cool, right?
Oh my lord. Yeah, this Glade is going to be extra epic.
It's a shame you're out of mana.
Such a shame, but you know, just going as ham as possible here, up to 30.
Nonsense, nonsense.
Yeah, so what do you think of the suitor? He's got a lot of fancy tricks. It's like, just imagine a guy approached you on the street and just started doing the most absurd magic tricks, pulling rabbits out of hats, quarter from behind your ear. They're really good at all these tricks.
Is your opponent still have lethal? I feel like they might.
I don't think so, but maybe.
It's gonna be close.
It's gonna be really close. I don't think I need multiple Jaces. I think one's enough. Or I
So
guess we
what's your
want all the
win?
elementals.
Are we seriously just gonna mill ourselves to death?
Yeah, that's the plan. Jace makes it so that if you do that, you
Oh,
win.
and then we win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, you're a terrible human being.
They're doing 33 exactly. No.
Are they
No,
really?
that can't be right. No, not like that. Did you count the copy from the Helm of the Host too? We did need to copy the Glade. Yep, I blew it. I blew it, internet.
Oh man, how many more cards in our deck?
16.
Oh, we could have gotten that.
Oh yeah, it was happening. I blew it. I punted. This guy screwed up. This guy oopsied. We did an oopsie. That was absurdly entertaining. I'm gonna reboot the client really quick.
That was actually absurdly entertaining.
Let's check the queue. Queue does have a number of decks now. I'm all for playing more of this and making a video with it sometime. This is definitely an amazing YouTube material, so bravo. But as far as a suitor, Nerd Girl, can you see yourself settling down with this deck?
Absolutely not.
It's good for a fling, not a tournament, probably.
All of these decks are overly complicated.
All right.
How am I supposed to play, like, you know, what's a good like Minesweeper in between rounds where I have to think about all this stuff? It's just not happening.
Yeah, and there might be an event you have to do, right? You might have to grind some pauper.
Yeah.
You never know. So Cardboard Nomad is up next. Cardboard Nomad has been making decks for my stream for quite a while. He's a mod here, really good guy, and he's bringing a feather list, Naya feather. So
I will say that was really entertaining to watch, though. I think you should make a YouTube video with that.
oh yeah, that is a done deal. That's happening, I promise. But we're gonna get into Cardboard's Naya feather list next, and let's see. I hit Mythic with a feather deck, as most of my fans know or saw on Twitter. I went like undefeated from like Diamond 2 to Mythic, like rank 100 or something with feather. It was absolutely absurd. It was Boros feather. This is Naya, and here's the list. So right away, have you played a Boros feather style deck or Naya feather style deck before?
I've played against it. I don't know if it had the green, though. I think it's usually just Boros.
All right.
But I played against it a little bit.
Have you had time with Season of Growth?
In limited.
So this, this card in particular with like feather, like getting you back the spells and just playing like them over and over using all your mana to cast a million of these 1 mana instants every turn and drawing a ton of cards. It's the only green card in the deck. It's a complete splash. So it's gonna be interesting. And we have a sideboard because Nomad is an absolute pro. Brought Healing Grace, Tocatli Honor Guard, another Tonic, some Fry, some Lava Coil, some Cindervine, some Black Blade, some War Boss, a little bit of everything. So make sure when we go to the sideboarded games, Nomad, do some backseat driving for me. Tell me how you'd sideboard, help me out with that. Would appreciate it instead of trying to totally improvise it. We already have a deck with this name. That's true. I do have a different Naya Feather deck. So we'll put Cardboard Nomad name on it. Nomad says the sideboard's the best. He's up front. Good to know. All right, traditional ranked. Bring forth the feather. Tecatli mainboard seems weird. So what I'm getting from Tecatli mainboard is it's the best solution to Risen Reef decks. Just shuts down the Risen Reef decks. If those bother you, if those have been driving you crazy, that's what you're going after. You just want to shut that stuff down. It is basically 2 mana, you get no Reef. So, on the play, all the mana, no creatures, 2 spells, and the Season of Growth, which is kind of the key card. Nomad, talk to me, Goose. Are we keeping or mulliganing this? This is one of those where I feel like I need experience, plus all the lands are pain lands, which, I'm not sure. I definitely want to know, Nomad. Like, would you keep or mulligan this? I need kind of your blessing on this. Mull. Okay. So, Season of Growth, not good enough to keep if you don't have any creatures. Wow, all creatures. But we got our colors, so this has to be a keeper. The bottom, is Feather the bottom, or is one of the 2-drops the bottom?
That's interesting. I mean, you kind of need the feather, don't you?
Yeah, we absolutely need Feather, but if it were to survive and we have 2, it's a waste. But we have Arcanist with no spells, so I think it's Arcanist actually. We have to draw spells eventually anyway, but if we have the Feather out and then we draw the spell, the Arcanist doesn't do anything because the spells never end up in the graveyard. So, yeah. Our opponent's got their cat. They're playing with their kitty. Let's show them what's up. Assert cat dominance. And there's a spell. I don't like playing the District Legionnaire just into a shock. It's actually really important that you have threats. If we draw like a God's Willing next turn, we want to play the Legionnaire with that. So I don't even do anything here, is the way that I play my Feather. All right, we got Gruul, we got Drover, now we can Reckless Rage it. So yay, that one. Of course, if we Reckless Rage the Drover here, the Feather doesn't have anything to get back. But we get the Scry, so I think it's worth it. We have to shock for it, though. Because otherwise we don't have 2 red. So, shoot you, get the counter, Scry 1, yes. We needed a pump spell there pretty bad. Or just some kind of a spell, something to do with the Feather. I thought cosmetics weren't your thing. Yeah, I know, VK. I bought the Mastery Pass really for all of you, to show you what I would do with it. Because people were asking me about it so much, I felt a need to like showcase what it is, what it does, what it doesn't do. And to be honest, I still can't figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing with the Mastery Pass.
That seemed like the nut draw.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I should probably keep another one. I mean, this is going to be size-based removal, so the +2 toughness might just be good enough anyway. It's absolutely infuriates the right word, too. Yeah.
Oh, I was actually just talking about the pump spell you just used, just because I'm a little bit behind because you're not screen sharing.
Oh, that's right.
Which is fine. It's fine. I just wanted to let you know that I'm a little behind.
Okay. Yeah, Infuriate, it's almost Giant Growth. We have green, so it could be Giant Growth, but I think you're keeping it really splashy, and that's the reason we don't play that. Oh, yeah.
You top decked the battle last turn, right? Getting everything out of Lava Coil range, which I thought was really insane.
It is insane, yeah. There's probably not much else that they're going to be able to do, aside from fight spells, Savage Stomp. So if it keeps growing, they're just in so much trouble. And we definitely want to Infuriate in combat because we get it back, then we can play it next turn and keep this thing getting bigger and bigger. All right. So, do we want to grow this and get the Scry? If they're not blocking, yes, absolutely. If they did block, we'd have to think about it.
Is that exactly lethal?
Actually, holy crap. I didn't bother with the math.
I think it might be exact.
We're short. We're one off.
Is it?
One little point off.
Womp.
So we'll put stops there and here. We want to make sure that we cast the pump spell to get the scry and the value, but we don't want to do it in the opponent's end step because then we don't get the pump spell back until our end step. So you need stops like at the end of their second main phase and stops on your upkeep if you want to use the scry before you draw. Although in this case we don't have to because the Infuriate is, we already like it just fine. All right, the opponent's sending a message. We're getting an attack. I think their Dino deck got feathered pretty hard. The Geared for Battle was shiny, very shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the Thunder, we are running a Naya Feather build.
This is a deck I could see myself playing.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's actually good though?
So, in the time I've been playing the new format, like it's by far my best win rate is the Boros version that I was running, and that's by far, like it was not close. So, where's those sideboard ideas? Yep, Nomad's talking about other matchups. Okay. Have I tried Jeskai Feather? Yeah, I have that on the list as well. So I think I take out some of these creatures. Sorry,
I played against this deck during the Red Bull Untapped event. It didn't seem like a real deck at the time, but I've been seeing it a lot more now.
Well, God's Willing is absurd. I don't think we want Gideon on the draw at all. So I guess we bring the Healer Grace, the Healing Grace. Maybe one of the Infuriates could go. Or no, we'll just go to one Healing Grace. And although on the draw, actually, it's probably a lot better than like a Samuth Sprint because we're just trying to stay alive and stabilize. So that's where Healing Grace is definitely at its finest compared to another pump spell. So yeah, I think I like it like this. I'm also trying to think of if they'll deal with Season of Growth. They saw the green, but they didn't see the growth. They might have Brontodon, which might make this worse, but I think we still try it. But yeah, God's Willing is so much significantly more stronger than what the deck had before, especially against the red decks and against anything that exiles, because before exile removal got around Sheltering Light and Healing Grace and the size-based stuff, so your threats were never really safe. With God's Willing, like, there's so little they can do. They have to sweep like one threat. It's absurd. So yeah, I would strongly consider Feather. It might be obscenely good. Let's try a Temple of Triumph. Do I want another God's Willing? It can't be too bad, because the whole idea is if I untap with Feather, I'm good. But I think what I need more is a removal spell. I think I need a Reckless Rage, a Lava Coil, anything like that so I don't get run over. So I'm going to bottom this. Can you give me advice about a deck? I would need probably a lot of context, and right here on this stream, it's not the focus of this particular stream. So today's probably not the best day for it, but in general, you should join my Discord and post in the decks channel, and you get advice from a lot of smart people there. We have a really good community of people who can help you with the deck. So by all means, join the Discord. So this time I'm going to run out the Legionnaire. If my opponent spends their turn removing it, I think I'm okay with that. Because I think what I'm most afraid of on the draw here is that they're just going to curve out and play some awesome stuff. That kind of sucked. That really sucked. I have regrets. Alright. So here I'm not running out the Feather. We're saving it for the God's Willing protection. Ooh. Ouchie. So being on the draw sucks. I avoid it when I can. And we'll pass it on over. If we can survive the turn, Reckless Rage is our best draw for sure. See, this is 9, so we can't do that block. So we have to block the 4-4 or the 5-5 and like go to 1. So I may as well absorb as much as I can. I guess either way works. But I'll absorb the Trampler a little bit. Go for the God's Willing. Fry. That'll do. Well, that was a rolling. Don't think we were getting very far in that game regardless.
Yikes. And that was, we're up a game though, so we have an extra.
Yep. One more. Hopefully.
We can do it.
We can do it. This time, let's see. I still didn't see anything that Tocatli's good against. Gideon on the play is better, but against Monster Sword just kind of comes over and crushes it, so I don't think it's good. Cindervines isn't good. Warboss just runs into Ripjaw Raptor, pretty bad. Obviously not Fry. I think the Sprint can come in now as opposed to the Healing Grace because we want to be more aggressive, but we'll still keep 1 Grace. I'm kind of wishing we had more Reckless Rage. This version has 2. I definitely, like, I played 4, and I always wanted them. Even in Best of 1, where, like, if you draw it against Control, you're so bad off. I just, like, every hand felt better with a Reckless Rage. The machine gun ability of that card is pretty gross. If you untap with a Feather and a God's Willing and a Reckless Rage, it's just, everything dies for the rest of the game. And there are neat tricks you can do, like if they have a 6 toughness creature, you can Reckless Rage it, get it back on your end step, and Reckless Rage it again. With 1 Reckless Rage. It's pretty nuts. So it's time for Arcanist and Season of Growth to prove their worth. We need them to shine. It is their moment. We still don't have a removal spell for this hand, so it could go south. Go to main? Why am I not getting options to make a play? What the heck is going on? Okay. That was weird. Probably no time for a second Season of Growth against something this aggressive. Trying to decide if I want more white mana or red mana. I don't think it's going to matter, is my analysis. Season of Growth first. That way we can protect the Arcanist when it comes down.
How does it? Oh, because of the God's Willing. Never mind.
And there's a card I really wish I could kill right now. Alright, scry me to a removal spell, please. We gotta work on that. So we could build this up, and we could also sprint it and draw 2 cards here and hit our opponent for a ton, but if it dies, we just have nothing going on. We could have 2 cards drawn from it, but I think I like just sitting on the God's Willing. It's my only creature.
What does the Raptor do?
The Raptor is 2/3. Creature spells cost 1 less to cast. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it'll deal 2 damage to the creature. So this Ripjaw is about to take 2 damage, which will enrage it. And if the creature is a dinosaur, the Marauding Raptor gets +2/+0. So this is going to attack as a 4/3.
Gross.
It is really gross. This is the God draw.
Yeah, that seems pretty nuts.
Definitely don't want to trade it off there. Legionnaire. So growing a giant Legionnaire is probably one of the better ways to start getting into the game. So I like the Geared for Battle. Yeah, I think I like the Geared for Battle here. We still need to have the God's Willing up though. So I guess I don't get that option, right? No, I do. Just have to use this as my red source. The game wanted to mess up my mana. Can you God's Willing their creatures? No. There's the card we need. Can I draw it this turn? I can. So let's use the growth ability to draw because we know we want the card, and then get the scry. Do I need another one of you? It can be my strongest card. The bigger they get, they can outsize the dinosaurs. But is my plan just to protect this one? I'm gonna hang on to it. So now we can attack. This can get up to 5 toughness with the geared. And then we can Reckless Rage something. And this can stay back? All right. If the opponent like does the Ripjaw thing, we can kill it. So draw first, then scry. The turns are pretty complicated, I will tell you that. There is like a lot of kind of scry drawing to mess with, to manipulate the top of your deck.
That's not the kind of stuff that scares me though, because like the plan is very like linear. Like it's not, your deck operates within itself. You're not necessarily worried about what your opponent is doing, but when you're having to like search for Escanta every turn and what you're trying to do is very dependent on what your opponent is playing and what they're showing, then that's when I start to kind of buckle under the pressure, as it were. Because you have so many decisions that are piling on top of each other, and each game is going to be so situational. This is just very straightforward. Like what you're looking for in those scries is very self-contained and doesn't change a whole lot.
Got it. So another Ripjaw Raptor. Now that our opponent's committed to a play, I want to Reckless Rage away their Raptor, their Marauding Raptor, so this doesn't get buffed.
Okay.
And I think I want... It's kind of tough, because if I deal the damage to the Arcanist, that's somewhat safer if I want to block here. Let's see. This goes down to 4 toughness, then up to 5. I guess it's still bigger than the Ripjaw.
Puts either way, you're putting whichever creature in the way of shock. So you might want to consider that, I guess.
Yeah. I guess if they go through with that, it's pretty frustrating. I don't think shock here is very good. Our opponent's drovers are too big. I can't think of something a shock kills at this stage of the game.
Well, it'll kill whichever creature you're targeting, right? Doesn't it deal 4 damage? Or is it 2 damage to yours?
Oh, the Reckless Rage does. I was talking about shock I just saw on my scry. Sorry about that. That was the being a little bit behind caught up to us again. So if the opponent shocks this and they draw a card, I guess they're doing okay. We lose our big critter. They lose their Ripjaw Raptor.
Yeah,
we have another one.
I was talking about, I thought that spell did 4 to both. So I was like, he could just, if you target your untapped creature, he shocks it and then slams you in the face. But it's only 4 and 2. So
it's 4 and 2. This is a really tough. This is a really tough choice. Obviously, they want to get through, and I think it's pretty clear they have a shock.
I still think blocking's probably correct.
Yeah, get them to use it up. It might also turn on the Krenko, which can make a ton of tokens next turn with Samut's Sprint. Okay. There it is. Feather with God's willing. Yes. Yes. And the Reckless Rage in the yard to get back. Oh, the excitement. We don't need another sprint. In fact, we have enough instants. Now we actually just want lands and to make sure nothing bad happens for the rest of the game. So this will draw them a card. It will get the Reckless Rage back to our hand. I wonder if I was better off just not doing it though. I guess them drawing a card, but me having a machine gun for all their stuff for the rest of the game is pretty good. So I should probably still just do it. Because if something happened to my Arcanist or my Feather, I won't get that option again in the future. So when this comes up, it's the replacement effect of exiling the spell. My shortcut is always pick the one that looks like the spell. Ignore the other one. That's how I remember which one to use. All right, I got 2 toys ready. Here's the Reckless Rage. Oh, I forgot the stop. So I was able to, if I wanted to, I could have done the Reckless Rage trick there. If you put a stop on the end step, you can use 1 Reckless Rage and a Feather to kill something with 5 or more toughness. But I forgot it. So I think here I block and sprint.
Okay.
Because we have the God's Willing if they have the shock or some interaction.
And you get them both back, right? Even though it's their turn?
That's right. I was just trying to think about ways that they could somehow kill my Feather twice. I don't see it. I think the God's Willing's got him. Seems good, but do I need it? It can't be bad. Can't be too bad. Those Ripjaw Raptors have drawn a ton of cards for our opponent, but now they are dead. So let's see what else they can do. There's the shock.
It's my favorite kind of opponent, the dead kind.
All right, draw first, then scry. Since we know we like the card. Nice. The Healing Grace also has like a life factory. And that's the match.
Woohoo!
Perfectly timed with the music. You gotta love it. That was a good match. And yeah, you should consider a Feather deck. So, but I shouldn't tell you that. I shouldn't tell you that. This is the Bachelorette of decks in Magic. So what do you think of this?
I like it.
Are there any cards that stand out as like things you'd try differently or change, or is there anything that is like particularly awesome, or anything that you want to say about it?
I mean, like I said, I think it's got a game plan that's, in my wheelhouse. I would be interested in seeing how it works without the splash screen, just because it is going to make it a little bit more consistent and easy. I don't know how much of a bonus it is. I feel like it's going to be a huge bonus for the green, but
yeah, Season of Growth was nuts in the 3rd game when we just had it on turn 2 on the play. That's pretty much the dream spot when you don't want to play your 2-drop early because it gets killed anyway, and you don't want your 2-drop to get killed when you might play off curve anyway, and instead you have Season of Growth to play. It's pretty amazing.
No, I really liked it.
All right. Good job, Nomad. She's interested. You did it. All right. Let's see what else is on the menu, though, before we don't have to commit. We don't have to commit,
This deck Bachelorette thing is actually pretty hilarious. I'm so amused.
As long as you're amused, that's the important thing. All right. So Offspring is here in chat, and Offspring has sent a deck list. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. It's gonna be a very slow reveal here. You're gonna when you have a look, you're gonna see it along with everyone else. I'm not giving anything away.
Sounds good.
Do I get to go to the champagne room now? Oh, Nomad. All right. Right away, I see a zombie dinosaur. So have you played with or against Rotting Regisaur?
So I did a co-op with Hooglin yesterday, and while I was waiting for our draft to start, he was playing a green-black deck with it that seemed pretty sweet. The one that he said he was going to use for fandom. Just like full of Nissas and that thing.
So they make 3-mana 7/6 now. That's fresh. That's pretty fresh. So this build is got Rotting Regisaur, Stitcher Supplier, Chart of course, Tormenting Voice to fill the graveyard, Cry the Canarians, and Ritual Soots to keep the tiny creatures of the opponent dead. 1 Blood for Bones. That surprised me, but I suppose we don't have too many creatures to sacrifice, which is part of the reason that this is kind of the, what would you say? it's like a one of instead of like the full-on plan because you need creatures to sacrifice. Then we have the reanimation team. Bond of Revival brings stuff back. And here are your options. Oh, so does Concoct. Concoct is also a bring them back. So we got Massacre Girl, Cavalier of Night, the Raise Boar, which is really fun because if you have a giant monster stuck in your hand and you reanimate the Raise Boar with the Revival, you can put it onto the battlefield right away and attack for obscene amounts. Then Demon Lord Belzenlock, Agent of Treachery, Nezahal the Primal Tide, 3 of this Dragony Maw of Flames thing, and Villis the Broker of Blood. Our land count is 24. I guess we can get there. Chart of Course, Tormenting Voice can help with that. So, have you ever considered very large and very undead minions for a big event?
I have not, but I'm happy to do so. I actually had a draft deck with the Villas and the Maw of Flames in the same draft deck.
I saw that one. I remember logging in like during the build, not when you drafted it, and I was just like, oh my god, this is such a premium draft. It's like all the top end.
I played the dragon on this kid twice and still died. Still lost the game.
What? That's crazy. So Ilharg doesn't trigger the dragon's pings. That is correct. Wanna be CGB? Thank you for posting in the Discord. Thanks for joining. I will check it out. I assume you tagged me on it. I will check it out in the future. Not during the stream, but sometime I will check out your deck. I'll send you some initial thoughts. And again, if you posted it in the deck section, other people may have thoughts too. There are plenty of people smarter than me in the Discord as well. They give really good advice. All right. Let's go see what kind of a display this reanimator deck can make. Oh, I forgot to check if it has a sideboard. Hold on. Are we sideboarding here? No. So we're going to try it on best of one, see how it does. If we love it enough, we can try a sideboard or work on building one. All right, we win. We might get top 50 for you mythic ranking hypers. Going in at number 60 with Grixis Reanimator. And right away we have a hand that is all about I don't know what. It's a total mystery hand. We get to throw a dragon in the graveyard and hope for the best. Sounds like a plan. Snapkeep, right? Offspring gives it the very, very confident looks okay, I guess. Godless Shrine. Well, I guess we're pretty thought erasure proof. So I know what I want to discard, which I think makes Tormenting Voice better, especially when it can't get spell pierced. So I lead with the voice here. There's our Bond of Revival. We know what's getting thought erasured. We already know. We can just remove this from our hand right now. It's gonna be over here in the graveyard. Just wait for it. I'm ready. I've already forgotten your name. I've already given up on you.
Womp.
Yeah, the joys of Standard. You know you're getting turn 2 thought erasured when your opponent leads on a Godless Shrine. Wait, what? Well, don't I look silly? And I'm so happy to. Priest of the Forgotten God, so some kind of an aristocrats deck? Mythic has gone crazy. Wow, that's a lot of land. I really need a Stitcher Supplier there to have something to use with the Blood for Bones. I could dump this into the yard, but right now, yeah, let's dump it. We might actually end up needing all the land when all is said and done. You never know. Orzhov and not even Vamps. What is this? Priest of the Forgotten Gods might be a real pain in the butt if we don't find a way to remove it. A Cry of the Carnarium or something. Like, it could be a real problem because we just get back our big creature and we're forced to sacrifice it. Although, of course, the Maw of Flames just doesn't give any Fs. But if the opponent holds this up, actually, it is a huge problem. So I guess we need our supplier on the battlefield for sure. I'll chart a course first, though. We'll see what comes up. Rotting Regisaur. Looks really, actually terrible here. against a priest. I think we'd drop a land. Yay for having sacrifice fodder in the Stitcher supplier. The reanimation jutsu is coming, my friends. Call Orochimaru. Our opponent didn't play a third creature. This is kind of amazing. Alright, so I think we just no block in case the opponent has a sacrifice effect in the future. We have plenty of the cards that we need in the graveyard. We don't need to fill it anymore, so let's just save this supplier and take some damage. Alright, the reanimation target is the dragon. It has to be the dragon. I don't like making my opponent draw cards with the Reaper, but I still think it just has to be the dragon. It's too awesome. So, when the Maw of Flames attacks, 4 damage to any target, 3 to each of 2 other targets. So, let's take out the Sorin. Good riddance. Let's hit the opponent with the supplier. Then we'll do 4 to the opponent's face, 3 and 3. And then they have no board. Fair and balanced. So, is this the 4 damage one? Actually, it doesn't say. Hold on. So, I think that's my choice for 4, and then I choose my 3s. Did you know we're being hosted by Magic right now?
Ooh.
The great and powerful Oz has hosted
So
our stream. So welcome, my friends from Planet Magic. How you all doing today? Today we are trying to sell MTGNerdGirl on a deck for an upcoming tournament. She doesn't usually play much standard, and with M20 having a bunch of new cards, I've taken it to my viewers. My viewers are trying to pitch her on some decks that she could play. Is that a good sum up of today's nonsense?
Sounds about right.
So far, Boros Feather is looking the most attractive.
This has a lot of new cards.
This has a lot of new cards. I think we just get Bells and Lock and Smash. What is that? 13 damage plus 4 is 17 damage, plus Stitcher Supplier is lethal, plus they take 1 from the Reaper. That's just game. As long as the Bells and Lock doesn't kill us. We lose a life, things get exiled, the opponent scoops! They could have just won. They could have just won the game. We could have just exiled too many expensive cards with Bells and Lock and lost, but instead they're just out of there. Hey, Johnsonin has gifted a tier 1 sub to Strider. Dude, thank you very much. Was that to bump your deck up the queue? I don't know if you have a deck in the queue. Let me check. Is Johnsonin on the list?
Gifted subs.
Yay, gifted subs are the best. Here, if somebody who has a deck in the queue gifts a sub, it bumps them to the top so that their deck gets played next. So, Johnsonin, if you have a deck, please let us know. If you just did it to be amazing, no worries. You are, in fact, amazing. Either way.
The real question is how many gifted subs, or how many subs do you need for the next emote?
Too many. It's a depressing number. Hold on. I need 172. No, wait. That's not even accurate. Hold on. This is one of those things where once upon a time the sub count was very many, and now the sub count is much less than that. I need 228 gifted subs for the next emote. Who's stepping up? Who's got me?
Hey, one at a time. That's all that matters.
Amen, amen.
I hit like a huge peak at one point and then dropped them all back down. I think I was like 700 away from like the next emote.
Ooh,
at
yeah,
one point, yeah.
That is massive. So, what do you think of Mr. Grixis Reanimator here? What do you think of bringing back giant attacking 7/7 dragons on turn 5? Would you do this in a competitive world?
I think it's cute. I don't know if it's how competitive it is.
Nor do I. And
I think it's got too much fatties. Like the dragon stuff seems a little too cute.
yeah, I see a D-Spark for 2 mana exiling the dragon you got back and your world ending in sadness.
Pretty much, yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
It's definitely very fun. This is the kind of deck I think you sleeve up for a good time weekend, but you don't take it home to the figurative mom.
Yeah. Well, that is true. Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one, but very nice deck, Offspring, and I can definitely see this being a YouTube video, being immortalized on Planet Jank Tank on YouTube, so thank you very much. Let's see who's next on the list. I'm actually really glad we're getting through the list very well. Very, very well. We might actually get everybody who submitted one today. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have to duck out soon.
Okay, do you think you have one more?
One more.
All right, one more. We can do that.
And then I have to start my own 8-hour stream.
Yeah. Are we playing? Are you playing the? What's the name of it? I forgot the release name, but it's the Capcom game tonight.
No, right now it's down actually.
Ouch. Okay. Well,
Yeah, we're having some problems with the launching of it, so next week I'll have to be playing it double.
They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. So this deck is credit to G Sutters. Are you still with us in chat, G Sutters? Say my name, say my name. Where are you at? Let's see, haven't seen him in a minute. Longtime viewer of the show though. Valued member of the family. Have you shown her wall tribal? Not yet, William Jr. Maybe you can add that to the queue sometime. Or you can talk her into it on her own stream. Do you think you would ever like if you like your decks like strong, steadfast, sturdy, and unwavering, maybe MTG Nerd Girl, you might want to give Wall Tribal a look. He's over there on the wall. He's not on the dance floor. He's not out there with you, but he's very reliable. You know, kind of quiet, but very reliable. But anyway, this is a what we're looking at here is a Mardu Hero of Precinct 1 Human Knight deck. It's kind of aristocrats. So Human of Precinct 1 can make a bunch of tokens. Corpse Knight says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life. Cruel Celebrant. Whenever a creature dies, gain and drain. Dreadhorde Butcher is crazy. This is a new card. Sky Knight Vanguard is a red-white 1/2 flyer. Whenever it attacks, create a tapped 1/1 soldier. Like, this curve is obscenely low. The 2-drop is flooded with like cards to keep flooding the board. It's definitely a Corpse Knight type deck. Chandra Acolyte of Flame is here. Judith is here to pump them up. Heroic Reinforcement, Sorin, and there's some Revival Revenge to bring back all this nonsense. What do you think? First impressions of this absolutely lovely tricolored suitor.
It looks like the type of deck I would enjoy playing, but it doesn't look like it would be quite competitive enough.
What do you think it's missing? Because I'm kind of looking at that myself. I'm like, what are we missing here?
I don't know if it's missing. I don't think it has a good answer to make it competitive. I think that this is just a grouping of cards that's going, like I said, going to be very fun. But
yeah, I'm trying to like put my finger on. Obviously, it has some sweeper resilience, but it just also seems like all our game is on the board. I don't know. Let's go play some games, see if maybe the deck can... A free sack outlet. William Jr. just nailed it. We need a free sack outlet in a deck like this to like just smash the opponent. But let's give it a chance. We'll see if Mardu can make its pitch. Let's see what it can show you. Oh, I forgot to check on the sideboard. I keep on doing that. I usually play best of one all day and I don't think about it. Yeah, there's no sideboard here, so we're just gonna play the one game. Oh, besides, playing a match would be mean when you have to leave, so let's not do that.
Oh, I'm not in a huge hurry. You can play whatever you want.
Hey, Nighthawk. Nighthawk in the house. I stole your outro the other day because you abandoned it, so like finders keepers. If you don't use your YouTube outro after a long enough time period, Nighthawk, I'm going to steal it. I warned you about this. It's been like, I think we're going on a year, so I think it's free game. I think I'm just going to steal it from you now. Nighthawk and I used to make duels content, and I still make content, and Nighthawk's taken a vacay and done real life stuff, and you know, is out there being a doctor. He's busy, but I'm still... Oh, there you go. Cease and desist is on the way. All right, this hand.
That was quick.
This hand. I think we have to keep it. I mean, this is just what the deck does. This is what the deck is. Let's go for it. Our opponent is the spiritual embodiment of barbecue. Did you have any barbecue over the 4th of July?
Yeah, some.
So did I. It was fabulous. Also had an obscene amount of pizza though, which I don't eat pizza nearly as often as other people. It's kind of a fresh thing when I eat pizza. I think we lead on the butcher here. I usually eat pizza once a month. So yeah, get the butcher to grow up. This is definitely a deck where it's like, which 2-drop do you play? Might be a total mind bender.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I'm sure the sequencing is very like dependent on what your opponent is playing.
Like here, do I Revival Revenge and butcher them again? Or do I get out the Vanguard? If the opponent just straight up kills the Vanguard, I didn't really gain much. But they do have to put a blocker in the way, and this does lose value as the game goes on. And I could play a Corpse Knight next turn to get a trigger for an extra damage. It's actually really tough. I'm gonna go with the Vanguard. If it can't do work on an empty board against a control deck, where does it do work? Cardboard Nomad says, watch out, I can already hear the sirens. That is a good inside joke for the people in the know. Jayfrey says, hopefully no pineapple. So I am a no pineapple on pizza person.
You're both the worst.
She already hates me. We blew it. All right. Stuck on 2 mana is sad, but I like getting back the Butcher and just getting him for more damage and making the opponent keep coming up with the answers. A Butcher on 2 can trade with the Nicole Bolas if it blocks it next turn, which is probably the best we can hope for with this hand.
Nice, William.
Yep, we brought the pineapple emotes. Hold on. I can't find mine right now. It'd take me too long. Too many emotes. I have to add it to favorites. There's the Bolas. At least we got that part right. But what's the discard? God, I don't know. And I don't know if it matters. It could be the Judith. I feel like both of these are things I'm looking to use. Maybe it's a Corpse Knight here. Alright, we'll drop off a Corpse Knight. Offspring was the first person in China. Look at that. Look at that. It's right off the top. Killing it. So let's play a Celebrant. That way if the Bolas trades, we at least get a little death trigger. And then our opponent's at a whopping 13. Dreadhorde Butcher. Take down the Bolas. Cat is feeling unloved. I need a cat right now. I'm feeling very bad about this 2 lands. I didn't check the land count for this deck. That's brutal. Oh my god, we wouldn't have drawn lands for 3 more turns. Wrecked. And we top deck a Justice Strike. The opponent is flexing. Yeah, well, lag your computer. Suck it.
Oh boy.
I've got my priorities, okay? I think I saved this. If the opponent has another Enter the God Eternals, we can at least make them build it up onto one thing. It's a long shot, but say our opponent has their hand of like 1 God Eternals and nothing else, and they cast it, this is an 8/8, then we kill that, and then they draw nothing for like 12 turns in a row. That's the plan. It's a plan. You gotta have a plan when it's a bad, even if it's a bad plan. Gotta have a plan. But so far the deck is pretty much, I mean, I know it didn't draw more lands, but even if we had 4 lands here, we'd kind of just be playing out a nerd that doesn't do much. So I'm feeling what you said about it. I don't want to put the deck down too much, because it looks really fun.
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kept playing like before the last 2 sets or whatever came out before War of the Spar.
Mm-hmm.
I kept playing like a Boros deck that made like the token angel nonsense.
Divine Visitation, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just like my go-to fun deck, especially if I just wanted to get like my daily wins or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely wasn't very good.
But that is proper meme level behavior with Divine Visitation. That's like one of the most favorited meme cards, I think, of the last few years. I remember, I think I played a version of that in almost every color combination by request. It was almost always by request.
And this deck feels very similar to where it's like a deck I would really enjoy playing.
Let's just add 2 lands to the deck, and then we add Divine Visitation, and then the hero tokens, the hero precinct 1 that we haven't drawn, and the tokens from the Vanguard, they all just trigger the Visitation, right? Heroic Reinforcements makes hasty 4/4 angels. It's totally perfect. But what we do here doesn't really matter. We can definitely concede. This game is over. Bolus is going to plus. It's going to make me make choices. I get really grumpy about making choices, so I'm just not going to. I've made this choice, and it's the only choice I have to make. Hey, TK. Welcome over to the show. We're just sort of wrapping it up, though. 71! We were so close. That was so close. That was 2 off of the screenshot of the day, is what that was. It's very, very, very tragic. But I think we're going to leave it here. I'm going to wind up the stream, but before I go, why don't you tell the viewers, the 108 fabulous people who may not already know what you're up to,
Oh, well, definitely. I didn't know you were ending the stream, but thank you guys so much for letting me play Standard with you guys today. I appreciate the look into some interesting decks. I'm definitely going to keep playing them. I will be in 2 events this week, a limited and a standard one, so CGB has been great in helping me prep for that. You guys can find me on Twitch or social media as MTGNerdGirl, and that's it.
All right, thanks a lot. And so, like, for the fun of the game, you know, for the people in chat, do you have a winner? I think I know, but do you have a winner from this group of contenders on our deck selecting Bachelorette extravaganza?
I might play some Feather and see if I can get a hang of how it plays, and maybe I'll play that.
Boom, 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 boom. There you go. We have a winner in chat. Hold on. I'm not doing it proper. I haven't done nearly enough. I haven't hyped this up enough. Okay. The winner is Feather. Congratulations, Cardboard Nomad. You have been selected on the MTG Bachelorette. You are in
House of Pleasure. House of Pleasure.
Congratulations, all the rest of you. Rejected.
The House of Pain.
You have been shut down. Sorry. You'll have to go find somebody who is a perfect match, because the perfect person is out there for all of you, I promise. I know, it doesn't sound good right now, but you can take it. It's gonna be okay. Congratulations, Cardboard Nomad, and thank you everybody for watching today's show. Remember to check out MTGNerdGirl's channel. Remember to cheer her on both tomorrow, Wednesday, for her limited tournament, and Thursday for her standard tournament in Fandom Legends. Thank you very much for watching my stream today. I will see you next time. Good night.
Bye, guys.